That quick cash will get your ass fast and houses of detention.
Man, it's real talk with your main Chip Washington. When it comes to information, the main got an arsenal. Bring you up to speed with what you need. He's the local and nationwide news feed. Let's talk about it. Dialect to do something about it. Chip got the flow wide open if you got questions about it. Man, it's the show that brings you to your raw. To solve all problems, it starts with real talk. It's 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 real talk. Yeah. Welcome to Real Talk with your host, Chip Washington. It's real talk. It's real talk. It's real talk.
And here we go on this very hot Monday afternoon. It is the 21st day of July 2025, 6 o'clock straight up, which means it is time for Real Talk Memphis. I am your humble host. My name is Chip Washington. If you happen to be watching on Facebook Live and you see a bit of a different look, one of our cameras is out, so we're using another one. I'm waving at you right now out there, people in social media land. But in any event, it's great to be here tonight, man. We've been warned, we've been told, the extreme heat is here. We are under an extreme heat warning, which means heat indices could be anywhere from 105 to 110 degrees. If it gets any higher than that, we're in even greater trouble. So obviously the hot weather rules apply. I think it's about 94, 95 now with a heat index of 107. Yeah, bit toasty. So limit your outdoor activity if you can. Limit your outdoor activity and try to stay out of the hot zones anytime, during the hours of like 10 a.m. to 3 p.m., 4 p.m. The extreme heat warning goes till about 11 o'clock tonight, and I'm pretty sure it'll be extended every day this week because we're looking at highs in the mid to upper 90s for the remainder of the week, and very, very slim chances of rain to that as well. I heard a weathercaster say before I left the house, he said it's going to be like this for the foreseeable future, right through the entire month of July, and we hadn't got to August yet. So, just prepare for that. The cooling centers are open at the hospitality hub. If you need to go someplace to get cool, please do so. Give them a call. They're on Washington Street. Give them a call. Go down there and get out of this extreme heat, because it doesn't take long in heat like this to cause major health problems, no matter how healthy you think you are. Okay, so let us watch that, please, ma'am, please, sir. As far as the show is concerned tonight, I think we have a pretty good one. I'm always hopeful when we get started on these things, and then we're hopeful that you enjoy it as well. Look, sit back, relax, and chill out wherever you are. If you're someplace cool, if you're inside and you're someplace cool, you need to stick around and stay there. And if you found us, stay with us for the next hour till 7 o'clock. We have a great conversation. We have great guests. And, of course, again, you can sit back, relax, and stay cool. As far as how to get this fine piece of radio broadcasting, well, you can do that in a number of ways. Right now, we're broadcasting live on 91.7 WYXR on your FM dial. You can also find us on the WYXR app. We're available on the TuneIn app. We're live streaming the show tonight. We're on Facebook Live, so you can check us out there if you choose to do so. And when the show posts in a day or two, you can find us at, of course, we're on YouTube. They post the show to YouTube, and then we're a podcast, so you can always find this show after it posts wherever it is you get your podcast. So there you go. Plenty of ways to find this great show, and we hope that you take advantage of 1, 2, or 3 of them. As far as our guest lineup concerns this evening, I am going to be speaking in a couple of minutes to the mayor of Earl, Arkansas. His name is Jaylen Smith, and he, back in 2022, was elected mayor of Earl, Arkansas at the ripe old age of 18. He was the youngest mayor elected in this country's history back then. He is now the ripe old age of 21. And in his third year as the mayor of that community over in Arkansas. We're going to talk to him a little bit about how it's been. He does have some ordinances that he's putting out because his city, like a lot of other cities, and the one that we live in particular, are dealing with blight issues, trash issues and things like that. So he's on the march dealing with that particular situation as well. And I believe he's got some political aspirations beyond being the mayor of Earl. So we'll talk to him about that in just a couple of minutes. A little bit later on, for those of you native Memphians who are of a certain age, you probably remember something called Jim Crow. The Jim Crow laws that were handed down in the southern part of the United States in reference to segregation. There were segregation issues, the Jim Crow laws. Many of you have heard that expression before, but may not know exactly what it all entailed, especially younger folks. Well, I'm going to have a guest this evening, Raka Nandi. She is the director of exhibits and collections at the Museum of Science and History, better known as MOSH, really better known as the Pink Palace. They have an exhibit there right now called Overcoming Hateful Things. And that's very apropos if you're talking about Jim Crow. So we're going to talk a little bit about that, why they have that exhibit and what they hope to expose the public to in reference to days gone by versus days that we're living in now. And a little bit later on, we're going to be speaking with Melissa Farrar. Last week, the city of Memphis had a ceremony to award many nonprofit organizations with monies for the great works that they are doing in our community. One of those organizations is the Hope House of Memphis. And we are going to talk with them. They received 2 grants for a total of $1.3 million. And that's a lot of money. We'll find out what they plan on doing with all of that as they continue to try to improve the life of people here in Memphis. All of that coming up a little bit later in just a few minutes. But first things first, July is a big month for birthdays, and we have quite a few birthdays on the slate today. So what do you say we get to it by me saying, hit it, Brent?
Welcome to another edition of Blues in the Basement.
Okay. Let's go to birthdays. Happy birthday going out to the following folks. Anita Williams celebrating today. Happy birthday. Jody Callahan, I know him. He's his birthday today. Mia Watts Dotson, happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Steve Williams. LaTanya Welch Salton. Pastor Frankie Ray Sr. celebrating his birthday today. Happy birthday to Anita Payne Williams. Sean Jones. Major Curry. Longtime friend of mine, Mark Allen Woodall. Woody, a.k.a. as we call him. His birthday is today. And tomorrow we have a birthday for someone that we're very familiar with here at WYXR. So I thought I'd get it in tonight. Our boss, our big man, our general manager, Robbie Grant, celebrating his birthday on tomorrow. Happy birthday, boss. And happy birthday to each and every one of you celebrating today. I hope it's been a day filled with fun and laughter. And from all of us here at Real Talk Memphis, enjoy and celebrate, and we hope to be with you next year for your next trip around the sun. Thanks, Brent. Some very sad news came across, I'm sure many of you have heard by now, in terms of a loss today. Malcolm Jamal Warner. Malcolm Jamal Warner died, unfortunately, over the weekend. It was an accidental drowning. He was on vacation with his family in Costa Rica. And apparently got swept up by one of the waves. Malcolm Jamal Warner, of course, is well known for Theo Huxtable from the Cosby Show. You remember that show back in the day? He also went on to star in several other series. The last one I can remember him being in was The Resident. He played there. He played on that show for a couple of years as well. Just a fine young man. So many tributes pouring in with the news today. He was only 54 years of age, and it's just sad. You never know when the Lord is going to take us out of here. We just never know. So we need to try to live our life with purpose and with a desire to reach out past ourselves to help other folks, which is, from what I'm to understand, that's the kind of man he was. So Malcolm Jamal Warner, gone at the age of 54. May your memory always be a blessing. Quick look at news and notes on this Monday evening. Let's see here. A trial date has been set in the federal trial of County Commissioner Edmund Ford Jr. It's set for January of next year. He was charged with bribery, as you can remember, and tax evasion for alleged grant kickback schemes. So again, they went to federal court this morning. They set a date. The trial begins in January of 2026. The county commission is going to take up the matter of looking into moving the election cycle of the Memphis and Shelby County School Board to the normal cycle of county elections, which, by the way, comes up next year. They are looking at moving that up. So what that does now is put everybody under the same cycle, and they also, in their discussions, want to see if they could limit the terms for school board members to 2 terms only, like everybody else. One would think that this might be something that you would put on the ballot as a referendum for the people to decide. But apparently the the county commission is deciding this on their own, and they're going to start discussions on Wednesday, and they could have a vote on this as soon as the following Monday. So we'll have to stay tuned to that. Now, what does that do to the 4 individuals who were elected to the board last year in 2024? Well, that means that basically their term would be cut in half. So 24 to 26, that's 2 years instead of 4 years. So we'll have to watch this very carefully and see how all of this plays out. And a lot of folks are talking about the tragedy that happened over the weekend as an Ole Miss freshman was killed, and he was shot along with 4 other individuals at a home or outside a home in Cordova. That happened Saturday night. 18-year-old Corey Adams of New Orleans was found shot and was pronounced dead at the scene. There was a press conference this afternoon with the Shelby County Sheriff's Office and the young man's mother, who was very distraught. Sheriff officials said that they found over 40 shell casings at that scene. 5 people shot, 1 person dead. And they're saying that this is going to be a priority one homicide. It seems to me that anybody who has lost their life at the hands of another human being in a tragic way, all should be priority one murders and things to solve. But again, a very, very tragic set of circumstances that happened over the weekend. This young man just graduated high school a few months ago. He was going to Ole Miss to play football. It's a tragic set of circumstances. So we pray for his family and all of those that knew him. And we hope that they solve this crime relatively soon. All right, that's a look at the news and notes. We are going to put that away, and we're going to get ready to get into our broadcast here this evening. Let's take a break. How about it? You can take a break, too. Get yourself something cool to drink and relax and take it easy because Real Talk Memphis is just getting underway. I'm Chip. You know who you are. Let's take a quick one. We'll be right back.
If you like Real Talk, here's a way you can get involved. Do you have a show topic idea or suggestion? Want to be considered a guest? or have a guest idea? Then send Chip a message on his Real Talk show page and you can be a part of the Real Talk experience. So as he always says, go out and tell somebody. We'll be right back.
It's real talk. It's real talk. It's real talk. It's real talk.
Support for WYXR comes from IREM Memphis, dedicated to advancing the knowledge and professionalism of real estate managers through education, networking, and advocacy. More information at irem-memphis.org.
Support for WYXR comes from the Metal Museum. On the last Thursday of each month, May through September, the museum hosts their free after-hours event, Wet Thursdays, featuring metalsmithing demonstrations, exhibitions, food and drink trucks, and music from local bands and DJs. More information can be found at metalmuseum.org.
Get Real Talk on the TuneIn mobile app under WYXR, and he's now streaming live on Facebook. And you can also catch a rebroadcast on YouTube. Just put WYXR in the search box and hit subscribe. Now back to more Real Talk with Chip Washington.
And welcome back to Real Talk Memphis on this Monday evening. Chip with you, and very, very happy to have our first guest with us this evening. This young man was, I guess you could say he was one of a kind back in 2022 when he decided that he was going to run to be the mayor of Earl, Arkansas. He was at the ripe old age of 18 when that happened, and he was elected, don't you know, and he is the current mayor of Earl, Arkansas. He is Mayor Jaylen Smith, and Mayor Smith, it is great to have you on the show. A lot of folks were very interested that you were coming on tonight. It's good to see you. Thanks for coming.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you. I'm grateful for the opportunity to be back home and to be on. To have this conversation with you all.
Well, thank you, sir. I appreciate that. Now, you were, I think you, at the time when you were elected to your office, you were the youngest mayor to be elected in this country's history. Am I correct in that?
That's correct.
And you were all of 18 years old at that point in time, right?
Yes, sir. I was 18. Yes, sir.
Okay, so tell me, first and foremost, obviously you're an Earl, Arkansas native. What was the deciding factor in you deciding that, hey, this is something that I want to be a part, I want to run, and I want to have something to do with the development of my city? Why did you decide to run?
Well, the reason why I decided to run for office was, number one, because when people came back home for homecoming and different events that we have in the city, they always say, why does my community look like it looks? And I always would tell them, the reason the community looked the way it looked because no one have came back and invest within our community. And so I believe that that was my cue to run for office, to make a difference in Earl, in my community, and also not only in my community, but also to show other young folks that it's great to start at home to be great and expand to be even greater somewhere else.
So now you have been in office now for 3 years, I believe, and you're at the ripe old age of 21. Am I correct in that?
That's correct.
Okay, so in the 3 years that you have led this city, what do you think your greatest accomplishment to this point has been?
Well, my greatest compliment I could say is, number one, bringing the community together, delivering for the citizens of Earl, and continue to work hard and serve them in the capacity to, number one, bring our city back from 40 years ago to the 25th century, to show them that we are more than people see us, or we are more than a community people visualize us as. Because a lot of people visualize Earl as a small town. Of course, we're a small town of 2 population, but once upon a time back, when the city was established March 25th of 1905, the city of Earl was the first largest city in Crittenden County, Arkansas. Now we're the 3rd largest. So we want to get back, number one, to the top. But it's going to take time for us to get back to the top. But we're working together with with leaders, local leaders, county leaders, and state officials and federal partners to get our city back on top.
You mentioned that one of the goals was for people to not only take you seriously, but take your plan to move Earl forward. Have people taken you seriously in reference to the fact that you are the mayor of this city, despite your chronological age?
Well, now they are, because guess what? We're delivering for our constituents here in Earl. But when I first took office, they did not. But now they're taking me more serious because they know, hey, I may be young and 18, but guess what? I can deliver and make sure that our community members see the results and things they want to see when I ran my campaign. When I ran my campaign, I ran on public safety, economic development, infrastructure, education, also supporting small businesses. In my time, I say in my tenure being the mayor, we have brought in a grocery store. DG Market was the first built in this area, in this region of Crittenden County. Matter of fact, in Arkansas, the Delta part of Arkansas, number one. Two, we've made a critical investment in our public safety with invested in equipment, vehicles, and also putting more officers on the street. And not only that, we made significant investments in our public works department with bringing new equipment so that we can cut and maintain grass and do different things for people, so that we can care, also show our community that we have the equipment to get out there and cut and make a difference in our public works department. And not only in our public works, but we made a critical partnership with an investment with the county to get over $500,000 in our sewer pump stations to replace every one of them that have not been replaced in over 40 years in this community. And so we work to deliver the results to our constituents here in the city of Earl.
One of the things that I have seen lately in reference to you is you have your community has the same problem that a lot of other communities have out here, which is blight, which is trash and things like that. Memphis has that problem. They talk about it all the time around here. I noticed that you are creating some ordinances in reference to that. Talk a little bit about how big a problem that might be for you all out there and what you're trying to do about it.
Well, it's been a major problem, and those ordinances have been on the books actually for over the last 40-some years or 30-some years. But my administration is enforcing those ordinances so that we can get our community back into compliance. This year, matter of fact, going back to 2023, I sent the entire city letters about blighting property. Now in 2025, we're keeping that promise. We're holding up residents accountable. We're holding property owners accountable for their nuisance, for their abandoned property, high grass. We're holding those people accountable because the only thing wrong with Earl, Arkansas is blight. And so as the mayor, I'm taking the city by force, enforcing those ordinances to show the constituents of Earl we can get back into compliance. We can be the most beautiful city that we want to be. But first we have to enforce ordinances. We have to enforce the policy. We have to enforce laws that we have to hold these property owners accountable for the blight and nuisance they have around our city. And some of the people that have blight and the nuisance are some of our council members. But we're getting out of that because if we wanted to enforce, we have to start with ourselves first. But we're really trying to enforce the ordinances that have been had on the book for years to really get our community back on top.
In the 3 years that you have led this city of Earl, are you a city or are you a town? I just want to make sure you're a city, right? Correct?
City.
Okay. Mm-hmm. All right. What do you think some of the biggest lessons you have learned, or if you had to reflect back from the beginning to where you are now, what are some of the lessons that you've learned?
Well, I would say some of the lessons I've learned on this journey is, number one, as far as patience. When I first took this office, I wanted to get in here and change everything, change the entire city. But when you get in the position, you really can't change everything like you thought you could. And so I learned that lesson, because that was a vital lesson to me, because I can explain to my other colleagues that when we're trying to drive change can't happen with a flip of a switch or a blink of an eye. And so that was a lesson I had to learn the hard way. And the second lesson I had to learn is that as being a leader in office, that you have to do what's called hear and don't hear, because everybody want to try to give you advice. Everybody want to tell you what to do. and everybody will tell you what direction to go in. But if you look back over what they've done, you look like, well, you have not done it. So how can you guide me if you have not done things when you was in the position that you were in, or in a setting that you were in? So I had to learn that lesson, because I tried to get all the wisdom and all the knowledge, but I couldn't allow everyone to give me the knowledge and wisdom, because the knowledge and wisdom that they were attempting to give me was they didn't pursue or even get far in their career. So how could you tell me something to get me past the things that I'm really trying to get to? So that's another lesson I had to learn. Then the last lesson I had to learn that's also been in this position is that you're not going to change everybody.
That's true.
That's not going to like the things that you do. You're not going to satisfy everybody. But I had to learn this lesson from the very beginning, day one in office, that it's two types of people in life. You have good people and you have bad people. The bad people that talk negative, that talk down on you, are actually the people that are actually preparing you for the greater day that you're going to see. Now, it's good to still have those great people in life as well too, but they're there to continue to support and guide you. But those actually talking down and talking negative to you are the people that are actually strengthening you and sharpening you for that position, or that I can even say, whatever it may be, they are positioning you.
So I'm to understand that you have future political aspirations, and there's an election coming up, I guess, next year for state representative. Did I hear correct that you're going to throw your hat in the ring for that?
That's my plan, to throw my hat in the race for Arkansas State Representative District 35. To run. And also, when I made that announcement, I've been getting a lot of approaches, not only from state leaders, but also from my people, and from my residents locally, that also says that, Mayor, I need you to stay here in Earl. If you leave, who else gonna come and do what you've done in our community? Yeah. I've even had people that say, well, we're not going to allow you to even go run for state here, because you are addressing the needs locally here at home, so that we can actually build our community forward to the next level we're trying to get to. And so those are some of the conversations I'm having. But I did announce that, but also having some conversation from constituents say, hey, Mayor, we need you here in the city of Earl. We need you here. We need you to continue to do what you do, because nobody have never came and done what you've done in 3 years, and they have not done in 40 years.
Well, listen, I didn't mean to cut you. I'm sorry, Mr. Mayor. I was going to say, you've clearly made a difference, and obviously things are turning around there. That young, youthful energy that you bring to all of this, and now now that you have announced that you're going to run for a state representative, which is a bigger position. Now you sort of set the plate now for other folks to come behind you to run for this position. Do you think that you've given them a good template? Are you going to leave them in good shape if you do decide to run, which you say you have decided that you're going to run, and you happen to win? Do you think that you will be leaving Earl in a better place than you found it?
Oh, most certainly. We've in this tenure of my administration, I believe whenever the good Lord say move next to the next destination, I believe that I've done a great gesture. I'm not gonna say that we've done a great gesture to leave Earl in a better shape than Earl was found when I took office in 2023.
Well, listen, Mr. Mayor, it has been a real pleasure talking to you. I've been looking forward to this, and you've been in office for 3 years, and you're obviously doing some good things there. Congratulations on all of the hard work and effort. At the ripe old age of 21, ladies and gentlemen, the mayor of Earl, Arkansas, Mr. Jaylen Smith. And Mayor Smith, thank you again for taking the time to come on the show and speak with us this evening, and the best of luck in your future endeavors.
Thank you, sir, so much for the opportunity.
Absolutely. Thank you. There you go, ladies and gentlemen. Now there you go. That's an impressive young man right there. You have to say that. He really is. He's 21 years old. He's leading a city. He's making changes out there. And now he's got future political aspirations. Boy, I can't even remember what 21 was like but that's kind of like a person. That's my own thing anyway. Thank you, Mayor Smith. Really appreciate your time. Let's take another break, and when we come back, we will continue our stroll through some important conversation about a few important things on this live and local edition of Real Talk Memphis. I'm Chip. Don't go away. We're just getting started. Hey, Raka, can you hear me? Raka, can you hear me? Hey, Raka, how are you?
If you like Real Talk, here's a way you can get involved. Do you have a show topic idea or suggestion? Want to be considered a guest or have a guest idea? Then send Chip a message on the Real Talk show page, and you can be a part of the Real Talk experience. So as he always says, go out and tell somebody. We'll be right back.
Why it was so important, okay? So just don't go away. Stay right there, okay? All right.
Memphis Listening Lab proudly supports WYXR. They provide a curated collection of music and music history, a forum for music-related talks and performances, and a music education, appreciation, and experimentation space located in Crosstown Concourse. You can find out more information on their Instagram page at Memphis Listening Lab or on their website at memphislisteninglab.org.
Support for WYXR and the 2025 Stereo Sessions comes from Independent Bank, serving Memphis, its businesses, and the greater community. You can find more information on how iBank can help you navigate your financial journey and hear client stories at i-bankonline.com.
Get Real Talk on the TuneIn mobile app under WYXR, and he's now streaming live on Facebook. And you can also catch a rebroadcast on YouTube. Just put WYXR in the search box and hit subscribe. Now back to more Real Talk with Chip Washington.
And welcome back to Real Talk Memphis on this very hot Monday evening in the city. Chip with you. And as I talked about at the top of the show, for those of you who have native to Memphis and you've been around and you're a certain age, older, you lived through a time of segregation in this country, a time when things were a bit worse for wear back in the 50s and the 60s. When civil rights were being violated and challenged in this country. And you may have heard of something called Jim Crow and the Jim Crow laws. Well, there is a new exhibit at MOSH, the Museum of History and Science, M-O, Science and History, MOSH, or the Pink Palace, as all of us like to know and call it. And I wanted to find out more about this exhibit called Overcoming Hateful Things. So please welcome to the show Raka Nandi. She is the Director of Exhibits and Collections at MOSH. And it is great to see you. Thank you for coming to Real Talk tonight. I appreciate it.
Thank you, Chip. It was an honor to be invited, and I'm excited to be here.
Well, thank you for that. And listen, of course, first of all, I should say anybody who hadn't been to MOSH in recent times, you need to go. It is absolutely a walking a testament to history, all kinds of history in this country. But what really attracted me and what really piqued me to reach out to you was this exhibit and the title of it, which is Overcoming Hateful Things. And when you think about Jim Crow and Jim Crow laws, there's no better definition than overcoming hateful things. First of all, tell me why this exhibit and why it was so important for you all to have it.
Yeah, that's a really important question that you're asking. So one of the things that when the Pink Palace rebranded, and we're still the Pink Palace, but we changed our name to the Museum of Science and History. And one of the things we wanted to do is really host more traveling exhibitions that speak to a variety of communities in our city and in our region. And and we very intentionally decided to host this traveling exhibition because I think it was an important time to talk about these moments. And I think it's because this is an exhibition that has very multi-generational appeal too. You know, we have our grandparents and our parents who might have lived through the Jim Crow era, and then we have children and grandchildren who might not know a lot about it and might not have known what our family members have gone through. And so I think it has a multi-generational appeal. It is a difficult exhibition. It is a powerful exhibition that generates conversation about race and racism in this country and the history and its legacy.
I can imagine it would. It was a very difficult time for a lot of people in this country, especially those folks who lived through those very delicate times. I saw you. So you did a TV interview about all of this, and really it is. You know, in the time that we lived in, and you were very eloquent in how you described it a second ago. Our young people are really being denied access to our history as a people. That is why I think it is even more imperative and more important that people who know about this exhibit take their young people, like you would take somebody to the National Civil Rights Museum, bring them here to really understand about the difficulties that people had to go through in these days. And when I heard you talking about it, I was like, yeah, absolutely. That really is one of the main reasons, because as I said, if you don't know where you've come from, you surely don't know where you're going. Am I correct in that?
Absolutely. And I think, so this exhibition comes from Big Rapids, Michigan, where there is a museum called the Jim Crow Museum.
Wow.
And this is the traveling component of that museum. It's called Overcoming Hateful Things. And the Jim Crow Museum in Big Rapids is the Jim Crow Museum of Racist Memorabilia. And it has over including its digital archive, it has over 20,000 objects related to Black memorabilia. But this traveling exhibition has, believe it or not, Chip, only 150 objects in it. But these objects really tell us a couple of things. They tell us three important things. One, what this Jim Crow era is about, what it is about in the history of America. It tells us about the legacy, how African Americans endured the Jim Crow era, and also it speaks to the legacy of the Jim Crow era. And these are the three important things that I think this exhibition really highlights in terms of what it's doing.
You said this is a traveling exhibition. How long will it be here in Memphis?
It will be here till October 19th, so through the summer and through early fall. So I hope lots of people come to see it. It's an exhibition that, the exhibitor has said that because of the subject matter and because some of the artifacts are very triggering and can be disturbing and are disturbing, that it is an exhibition that we encourage parents to come with children and, to kind of guide them through it. And the exhibitor has said that it would be good if school-age children who are under 12 get permission to come and see it. Just because you want to bring young people in and to have someone in the room with them to explain what this is about, to explain the history, to explain the importance of this exhibition.
Yeah, I would think so, and I'm, I asked that for a reason about how long would it be there. You said till October. Well, school starts in August, like the first week of August, and I would hope that somebody would talk to somebody with Memphis and Shelby County Schools and say, you know what, if you really want your children to learn about real history in this country, bring them through the museum and let them come and see what it's all about, and have someone like yourself explain to them what people went through during those very turbulent times in our country's history.
Absolutely. And Chip, I think one of the things I think about also as we're hosting this exhibition is that many people have heard about Jim Crow laws, but they don't know who Jim Crow is.
Exactly.
Jim Crow is not a person. Jim Crow is a character created by a white man in the 1830s. Mm-hmm. And he's a white man who would darken his face and do this act in which he acted like a buffoon, essentially. And that was his sort of belief of how he was kind of characterizing an African American person, and that show that he did was so popular that it became Jim Crow became a term that was used later on when post-Reconstruction these laws came into place that really were set up to essentially enforce racial segregation and to discriminate against African Americans. And so we call them Jim Crow laws, but they're not named after a person. They're named after a moment in history. But I think one of the most interesting things about this exhibition also, Chip, that I like to tell people is that the title is Overcoming Hateful Things.
Yes.
So while we are exhibiting hateful things in this exhibition, it's really the overcoming that is an important part of this exhibition, to learn that this is an exhibition that highlights African American resilience and dignity and activism during a really important moment in American history.
Well, absolutely that. I really commend you for this. And again, the times that we're living in right now, I think are dangerous times for a lot of folks. And I really don't, but I really believe that young people need to understand that folks went through some really bad things back in those days. And to have an exhibit like this that tells that story and says, you know what, it was a bad period, but we've overcome that to be where we are now. So in order to not take a backward step, we need to understand where we came from so we can continue to progress forward. I'm congratulations on this. I think this is a very, very important deal that you have going on over there right now. I really do.
Yeah, thank you. And I look forward to seeing people coming to see this with an open mind and to really just to be ready to think and have conversations, have conversations with the older generation, have conversations with younger people about this, because part of the problem is part of the issue that I hope people will ponder on is that there is a legacy to this moment in history, that racism continues in America and in the world in a particular way, even though we no longer have Jim Crow laws. Mm-hmm. And I think that's an important thing to also reflect on and to think about who we want to be in the future. So one of the things I also like to tell people who come to visit is that the exhibition is the brainchild of Dr. David Pilgrim. He is the founder of the Jim Crow Museum, and he is a man who grew up in Mississippi and created this museum for some very particular reasons. And one of the things that he talks about is that American history is not just about triumphant moments of, patriotism and success or winning a war or, being the most powerful nation in the country. But American history is also about uncomfortable things and emotional things and things that don't always make us feel proud of ourselves. And that history is complicated, history is difficult, and it's these moments in which we learn a lot about who we want to be in the future. And that's exactly what you're talking about, Chip, as well.
100%. Raka Nandi, the Director of Exhibits and Collections for MOSH, also known as the Pink Palace Museum. Please, if you're listening to this interview, take your kids, take your grandkids, go yourself and see what this exhibit is all about, overcoming hateful things. Raka, thank you so much for coming on the show. I really appreciate it, and thank you for all the good things that you're doing at the museum. Really appreciate that as well.
Thank you. Thank you for giving me this opportunity to talk about this.
Absolutely. Thank you very much. Well, there you go, ladies and gentlemen. Now, see, we have a problem in this country, and many of us, some of us see the problem, and some of us don't. But we're separate, and we're spread out. And I do think that there is a divide in this country that needs to be addressed. First of all, we need to understand that there is a divide in this country, and exhibits like this help to bring to light what people went through. And many people didn't come out of the other side of that, but the ones who did triumph. Okay, and we are at a place where we are now, where we weren't 40, 50, 60 years ago. And exhibits like this are extraordinarily important. And this is why I don't understand the cutting of funding for museums and other things just like this, because it really is. It's just a systematic trying to just take instead of providing. That's why I'm glad they're providing this opportunity. Let's take one final break. And when we come back, we're going to talk about an organization doing big things for our community, and they just got rewarded for that. This is Real Talk Memphis. I'm Chip. Don't go away. We'll be right back.
If you like Real Talk, here's a way you can get involved. Do you have a show topic idea or suggestion? Want to be considered a guest or have a guest idea? Then send Chip a message on his Real Talk show page and you can be a part of the Real Talk experience. So as he always says, go out and tell somebody. We'll be right back.
What does being a great mentor look like? Someone who shows up, listens, and is consistent. You don't have to be perfect to be the perfect mentor to a young person. To learn how you can make a difference and join the mentoring movement, visit grizzliesfoundation.org.
Get Real Talk on the TuneIn mobile app under WYXR, and he's now streaming live on Facebook. And you can also catch a rebroadcast on YouTube. Just put WYXR in the search box and hit subscribe. Now back to more Real Talk with Chip Washington.
And welcome back to the big broadcast on this very warm Monday evening in the city. Chip with you. I hope you are enjoying the show so far. There are many organizations and groups in our city who are doing things to help other people who are less fortunate. We know that we live in a city, Memphis, that has its share of challenges. And thank God for organizations who go above and beyond to try to help those who are dealing with those challenges every day. Last week, the city of Memphis celebrated several nonprofit groups and organizations around here and had about $6.5 million in grant money that they handed out to several nonprofit organizations in our community. One of those in particular received 2 grant awards totaling $1.3 million, and they are Hope House of Memphis. And I'm very pleased to have with me this evening Melissa Farrar. She is the Chief Operating Officer of Hope House Memphis. And Melissa, it's great to see you. Great to have you on the show. How are you tonight?
Thank you. I'm well. How are you doing? It's wonderful to be here.
Well, yeah, absolutely that. I'm doing well myself, a little warm like everybody else, but we'll make it. So first of all, for people who don't know, walk us through Hope House Memphis, your mission, your goals, what you all do on a daily basis to help so many people.
Yeah, so at Hope House, we serve people that are affected by HIV and poverty. We have wraparound services, social services that we offer, from individual counseling, group counseling, art therapy, victim services programs. We have emergency services such as utility and emergency housing assistance, food pantry when we have donations for that. We also provide HIV testing in the community. We provide linkage to care. So for those who may not be in care or may be newly diagnosed, we link them to care and help them work to get virally suppressed. We also have an early childhood services. So we have a daycare for ages 6 weeks to 4 years.
Oh, wow.
For children affected by HIV and poverty. And then we have a preschool, which is a community partner of Shelby County Schools. And we serve people not just from Hope House, but from the larger community in that preschool. And so we're really proud of the services that we offer in the community.
Well, obviously so. You hit on 2 of probably the biggest issues that we deal with as a city and as a county here, which is poverty. And we know we have a high poverty rate here in Memphis and Shelby County. And HIV, we have astronomical numbers. I think we're like number 2 in the country, I think, in a certain age range for people who are diagnosed with HIV. So when you heard about all of this and when you found out that you all received rather large grant awards, 2 separate grant awards, I believe. Obviously it says something about the work that you do every day. But it would seem to me that based on what you just described, the work that you guys do on a daily basis to help so many people and so who are dealing with so many different sets of circumstances, it's got to not only be rewarding, but it's got to be challenging as well, does it not?
Yeah, absolutely. It is challenging, but I'm so proud of the work we do, and our clients are amazing and wonderful people that we look forward to seeing every day. But it can be challenging, especially with the current, funding on that we're not really sure about.
Right.
There's all kinds of rumors about funding cuts and things like that. So we were thrilled to hear we actually received 3 grants, one of them for the first time ever.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah, so we're really we're thrilled to do this. We're thrilled to do this work and partner with the city to provide these services.
Yeah, and what you mentioned is something that people are starting to really understand who have organizations like yours and do the kind of work that you do and so many nonprofits do. Federal funding has been a big part of that. And the success of a lot of these groups for a very, very long time. And now we are hearing that, these cuts are being made in the federal government. They're cutting programs, they're cutting people. And are you concerned at all about, because first of all, you're living in the world of the unknown because you don't know how much or if it happens and when it happens, in terms of being able to provide the type of services that you are used to providing for people?
Yeah, I mean, I think the hardest thing has been the people that we serve and the impact that this fear has on them. It's terrifying for them to watch the news and think about vital services that could be cut, whether it's, Medicaid, Medicare, food stamps. This is going to have a devastating effect. If all of these cuts do come down, it's going to be really hard for people who are living in poverty and really depend on a lot of this to make ends meet.
So with the money that the grant money that you all as an organization have been given, now you sit back and you say to yourself, okay, now how do we plan this out? What does the agenda look like? How do we move forward with this? I'm sure there were things before you received this grant award that you were looking at doing some projects and things like that. But now that you have this monies, what type of things are you looking to do in the future?
Well, so for one of the grants, which is our HOPWA grant, we were awarded $1.7 million for 1 year. And that grant is going to allow us to serve 70 families, so 70 individuals and their family members, whether it be children, significant others. And we'll be able to provide stable housing along with wraparound services to create stability and build better lives for themselves and their families. Mm-hmm. Because having a stable home is a great foundation for someone to be successful in so many different areas. If you don't have a stable home, it's really hard to focus on your mental health and to improve your mental health, your physical health, or even hold down a job.
Yeah.
So much can happen just because of the stability of a home. So that grant is huge and serves 70 families.
Wow.
Our community services grant is a grant that supports our early childhood services. So it supports daycare for children ages 6 weeks to 3 years old. And these kids get so much love and affection, and they learn so much when they're in school to get them kindergarten ready. It's an amazing program that we're able to provide. So it's not just childcare, but it's childcare in a loving and stigma-free environment that includes wraparound services to the entire family. So not just the kids that are in the daycare. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. And we see incredible results. Our parents, 100% of our parents that are participating in the childcare services are living with HIV and have reached viral suppression, and they're living the highest and the healthiest life that they can live. And then lastly, our ESG grant, which is the Emergency Solutions Grant, is going to fund a portion of our street outreach, which helps support those who are the hardest to reach. They're living on the streets and have not been in medical care, and our staff provide free HIV testing and connect them with resources to meet basic needs, especially things like housing, which helps to provide that foundation for them to get in care, stay in care, and become virally suppressed.
Well, you know what? Just listening to you talk about the services that you provide, comprehensive services for so many different levels. I mean, even going down to the babies. You're doing God's work. This is God's work. This is what we as a people are intended to do, to try to help each other. And I would imagine, before I let you go, the gratification of seeing some of these people thrive and seeing some of the success stories that you do, you can really never have a bad day, can you?
Yeah, it's really hard to have a bad day. Our clients are so wonderful, and seeing how they come from, being homeless and on the streets and really sick to thriving and having an amazing life and going back to school or getting a job. Yeah. It's the most heartwarming. It brings me to tears all the time. Absolutely that.
Well, listen, Melissa Farrar, ladies and gentlemen, Chief Operating Officer for Hope House Memphis, and they do amazing work. And Melissa, thank you so much for taking some time to come on the show and talk to us about this. And congratulations for a job very, very well done in our community. And we hope you much great success in the future.
Thank you so much for having me. It's been an honor, and I appreciate it. We're very excited. We hope to see you soon.
Absolutely that. Thank you very, very much. Right. Well, there you go, ladies and gentlemen. Now if you know anything about me and you know anything about this show, I look for organizations. I look for people who are doing big things for other folks without thinking about themselves. And we have great needs in Memphis and Shelby County in this community. And thank God for organizations like the Hope House and so many others who are doing the work on a daily basis. It really is very, very important. And I've always said, when I leave here, I want my legacy to be that, what he tried to help folks the best way he could in whatever way it is. And if that means being on radio and exposing you to organizations who are doing amazing work, well, then so be it on that one. Before we get out of here, Event Horizon is coming up next, and that is hosted by Bren Butler, who happens to be my board op over here. And Bren, you'll be up in just a couple of minutes. What are you going to thrill your audience with tonight musically?
This week on the selection, it'll be some goth stuff. I'll be going a little bit goth. Yeah, goth. A little atmospheric, a little dark, a little creepy sometimes, but there'll be some,
creepy on us now, Barry.
There'll be some danceable beats and stuff like that.
All right, I just wanted to make sure. All right, ladies,
stay tuned, everybody.
Stay tuned. Don't go anywhere. He'll be up in just a couple of minutes as he plays us out. Thank you, Memphis and Shelby County, for supporting this show. I really appreciate it. If you like what we do on a weekly basis, go out and tell somebody. We want to make a difference in this community, and I'm just big on that. And again, if we can do something to help to improve the lives of somebody else or bring to attention what is happening out here, then if the Lord takes me tomorrow, I can say, look, God, I did the very best I could. So for all of us here at Real Talk Memphis, thank you for being a part of this show. So for lovely Lola, who is about to song, there she is right there, ladies and gentlemen. She's here waving. And for Brand, who is up next with Event Horizon, I'm Chip. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. Really appreciate your support and everything you do for us to make Real Talk Memphis a fun show to do. And between now and then, please, please, please be careful in this heat. Watch out for your elderly. Watch out for your children. Watch out for your pets. And more importantly, watch out for yourself. God bless you, each and every one of you. Love you, Memphis. Until next time, we are out.